Well, thank you for being here tonight. This is great that we're all together in 3 dimensions. I'm usually taller on Zoom. So tonight we have a full agenda. We're going to start with 201, and they're virtual, so we're going to do that facilitation first. Then I'll give you a quick health update, health department update, and then we'll move on to the other presentations, and then see if anybody has questions. Part of this is being together and so networking. I'm sitting over here, but feel free to come talk to me, and we'll chat about what you all do and how we work together as Department of Health. Okay, you all set?
Yes. So Cherie, can you do a quick testing to make sure we can hear you okay?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Everyone okay in the back? Okay. All right. So
I'm pretty
Cherie
loud.
Campbell,
I don't know how loud you can make me.
Oh, it's perfect.
Okay.
And just to give you a quick introduction, Cherie Campbell is the Engagement Director of 211 Maryland. She has over 20 years of community and outreach experience working with education, healthcare, and other community cornerstones. Ms. Campbell previously worked with the Howard County Government's Department of Community Resource and Services Coordination Team and won the 2021 Contingent of the Year Award. She's an active member of the Racial Equity Alliance, Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World, Getting Ahead While Getting Out, and Our Rules. So Ms. Campbell, please take it away.
Thank you so much. What a nice bio you read from me. I never get to hear about myself, so it's nice when you hear about yourself. But hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Cherie, and I'll just go into the presentation. I'm here with Maryland Information Network, and we power 211 Maryland. So, of course, we provide services 365 days a year by phone, text, chat, and website search. And this all happens by our professionally trained resource specialists with our amazing call centers that we work with. So 211md.org, I'm sure you all heard of Press One. Press One was, I guess, it's now grandfathered in and everything is moving to 988. So I know that there was a question on how we support 988, and many of our call centers answer those 988 calls, and that Press One has now moved over to 988. So if you were to have that web address, it would forward you to the state site, which is the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And you can text that as well. And I'm sure all of you have heard of 988. If not, welcome to 988. There was another question. Let me just address this too. How we work with 311 and 911. Many of our call centers go ahead and answer the 311 calls. They also will refer to 911 if something needs to be escalated. One of these crisis calls or suicide calls where they feel like a specialist can't handle that. But many organizations that we have, they have people that are specially trained for this service. Health Check is one of our programs where people can text and get a weekly call if they're having some mental wellness or just some general support for their mental health needs. Our next program it's a baby. I guess it's turning into a toddler. It's about 1.5 years old now, which is the 211 Behavioral Health Care Coordination. And this program is a partnership with BHA and a couple of other people, and we support the hospital emergency rooms. We know that there is a big problem in Maryland with overstays, and we support that by trying to get people into beds. One of the biggest issues is getting them into inpatient beds. Outpatient, not so much, but inpatient beds is a big issue. We have supported this. We have a lot of hospitals working together. I know that this is the Health Coalition. So if you all have hospitals within this network, I encourage you to reach out to me so I can get you in touch with the program manager over at the care coordination team so she can go ahead and loop you into that. They're meeting on trying to figure out ways to better serve residents in Maryland. We also have mental health support where if you just want a text message, you can text 898-211. You can text MD Mind Health or in Spanish, MD Salud Mental to 898-211. I will say that soon there will be a youth program that, well, it's already in existence, the MD Young Minds, but the Spanish version is coming soon. So I just want to let you all know that. There's a big push that's coming to put that into schools. First school that I've been working with, or the first county, is Howard County, and they'll be coming out with supporting it with different cards and making sure that the students have the support that they need for their mental wellness. I talked too soon, but this is the MD Young Minds. We also have a partnership with the Maryland Department of Emergency Management, where if there is something going on, let's say brush fires or tornadoes or what have you, whatever it is that they want to push, we make sure to get that out to the community. You just need to text MD Ready to 211 MD1 to get those updates. We have a partnership with the Department of Aging, where we developed a website that they wanted to support their aging community. And this helps assess their needs, figure out what it is that they need. And they are in talks of having something like the care coordination program for the aging community. So that's something that is coming down that we're really happy about because the care coordination program has been so successful. Aging is looking at that on how we can support the aging community within Maryland. So that's a good thing that is going on. You can also text MD Agent to 898-211. They put out updates sometimes to their community. I also don't have a slide, but I want to mention this too. There is also a texting program that is MD Com to Vets, which is for the veterans of Maryland, and they also push out their programs via text messaging. This is, we offer multilingual support to immigrants and new Americans within Maryland, and they have the same access that everyone else has. I will say that we are ramping up our multilingual services to better support multiple languages. MD Kin Cares is a program that is for kinship caregivers. That's our partnership with the Maryland Department of Human Services. And we support them via text message multiple times a month and pushing out different communication to their community, their population. Something that's coming is a website that they want us to develop to better serve all of the people in their community. MD Stop Hate is a program that we have developed with the governor's office, the Office of Community Initiatives, and this program is to stay anonymous. People are able to text us and submit a form online if they have experienced a hate and or bias crime. That is then transferred to the police departments, and they will follow up with that individual. So to not put them in any danger when something is happening, they can do this anonymously, and then they will follow. We facilitate following up with whomever the crime is against or bias situation. We also have a podcast that we do, and which is kind of in redevelopment, but we have a podcast that we do randomly. We try right now, we're in behavioral health and mental wellness. So if any of you, this is the Health Coalition, are interested, you can definitely reach out to me and I can get you set up with Quentin, who is the mouthpiece for the podcast. And that's a partnership that we run with, and it can be done virtually, by the way. It doesn't always have to be in person. And we do that with the Howard County Community College. They help support us. That is it. But there was a question that said, how can you help support 211 in connecting residents with resources? I would just say make sure they know that they have our number and that we are open 365 days, 24 hours, excuse me, 7 days a week. And make sure that the community-based organizations that you are working with are in our website, because sometimes we tell people things. That's what I've been finding in going out into the communities. We tell them, but they're not in our database. And so there's a big push. I'm in partnership right now with Midshore, and we are working on getting the word out about all of our services. And the outpour, there's been at least 30 in the past week that we didn't even know about, and they weren't in our database. So the best thing you can do is push them to us so we can get them into the database. So when they're being searched or if they call, they will have that resource to be referred to. You can either email that to resources@211md.org, or there's a form on our website. And that's about it. Are there any questions?
Yes, so if you might want to come. We do have a question.
Sure.
I wanted to ask about the care coordination for the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for you guys to collab with the MIH program with that? Can we partner with you with that? Because we probably about 90% of our current clients are of the elderly community, and we're struggling with assisting them. And we've reached out to the Department of Aging, and we can't get anywhere with the Department of Aging.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I get this request to the CEO. He would be the best person to ask that question.
So you have his
Are you
name?
able? Yeah, it's Quentin. Quentin Askew. Are you able to, Kimberly? Are you able to put the name in the email in the chat, and that way I can make a connection?
Okay, perfect.
I can connect you both. Yep.
Okay, thank
Make
you.
Okay.
sure to get connected after.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
There was a question, Kimberly, that was sent over about data connection. I put
Yes.
that in the chat. If you're going to send like a all hands out, that is where you can find the data that might be able to help you maybe even get funding for your organizations to help support what it is that you all do. A lot of people come to us for the data because we're like the pass through for many programs.
Okay, and just to have a follow-up, is that data, the data around what calls you receive and the
Yes.
outcomes? Okay,
Yes, it's around the data, the calls that we receive and where they're coming from. That's important information that most people want to know. They want to know where they went. I believe, I'm not really sure, but I need to check with the tech people because there were some updates that were happening about what other kind of data we can pull. Some Google Analytics, but I'm not quite sure about what that was.
Okay,
But I
great.
can get back to you on that. But right now, the link that I put in the chat is where you can find some valuable information.
Thank you. All
You're
right,
welcome.
last call. Any questions for Cherie? All right, well, thank you so much for changing your plans last minute to step in for Quentin. Hope
You are
good.
welcome.
Right, well,
You
and
are
have a
welcome.
great evening.
Thank you. Everyone have a great meeting. Next time, hopefully it's in person. I'll be able to see you all.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you have eaten and met somebody new tonight. Every time I come to this meeting, I see new people. So, okay, let's go to the next presenter. So our next presenter is, oh, I'm sorry. So Dr. Levy, it's you. You're up. So come on up. So Dr. Levy, our health officer, and Olo, who is our deputy health officer, will be coming up. Correct? Are you ready, Olo? Okay. And they're going to give us some. You want to do it over there?
You up here?
Sure. Is that okay? Okay. Okay. We gotta let him. He got to do it.
Can you just go around for a second and just maybe have everybody say they are and move their phone? In like 30 seconds or less? Maybe not 30 seconds or less.
I'll take no more than 30 seconds.
Why don't we start over here?
Good evening, Jennifer Hawkins from the Office of Community.
Good evening, Robert Frank. I'm also with the Office of Community.
Good evening, Sharon Gibbs Cooper, University of Maryland Institute for Governmental Service and Research.
Stacy Little, and I'm the co-chair of the coalition.
Isabella Badish. I'm with the School of Public Health at University of Maryland.
Yep. Margaret Fowler with Total Living Care, Maryland.
I'm Nina Ward. I'm with the Prince George's County Health Department.
Hi, I'm Devlin Jackson, the School of Public Health at the University of Maryland and the Center for Health Literacy for the Consumer Health Information Hub.
Hi, I'm Kim Stidham. I'm with the Health Department. I'm the coalition manager.
Hi, my name is Rhonda White-Yaku. I'm with the Health Department with the Office of Assessment and Planning.
I'm China Pinckney. I'm from the Prince George's County Fire and EMS Department, the MIH program.
Good evening, Integrated Health. Sorry.
Good evening, JD Moore with the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Good evening, I'm Dan Rabbit. I'm Policy Director at Behavioral Health System of Baltimore. Here to present about training.
Cheryl Maxwell, Program Director with the Black Mental Health Alliance, and I'm here to present along with him.
I'm Renee with Environmental Health, School Protection Department.
Deborah Collier with the Prince George's County Health Department, epidemiologist in the Office of Assessment and Planning.
I'm Cameron Bryan, Office of Assessment and Planning, the Health Department as well.
And Brown, Office of Assessment and Planning, Health Department.
Hi, everyone. Stan Palmer with the Office of Assessment and Planning with the Health Department.
Jake Riley, also with the Health.
Running through School of Public Health at University of Maryland.
Vicky Greco, Constituent Services Director for Council Chair Jolene Ivy, you're in the district.
Hi, I'm Mary Ann Black. I am not with the Health Department. Civic Association. You're here to hear about the different programs that are available to register.
Evening, I'm Julia Demeray. I'm with the MNCPC, Department of Parks and Recreation, Prince George's County, with the help of Wellness State.
Hi, I am Shakti Obian. I am a faculty of food and private practice. My company is IMU.
Good evening. Dr. Gibbons, the best place to work, the Prince George's County.
Good evening, everybody. I'm a part of the Prince George's County Government, County Council. I'm one of the legislators for Health Department among some other agencies. Good evening, Sharon. So Lucy with the Regional Primary Care Coalition. Good evening, everyone. Michelle LaRue. I'm with VESA.
Good evening, Greg Field with the Vibrant Health and Wellness Delegation.
Hi, I'm Tony Smith, also with the health department. I'm the manager for the program.
Hi, I'm Kate McFall with the University of Maryland Public Health. I'm School of Public Health in the Public Health Aerobiology lab. Our information is hi, my name is Leslie. I'm from the School of Public Health.
Oh, congratulations. She's humble.
I'll try to follow up on that. Good evening, everybody. My name is Justin White. I serve as the Vice President of Health for the American Heart Association, and I'm also co-chair for the Clio Community Board. The Health Department,
Hi, everyone. I'm Ray Wallace, and I'm with the Pittsburgh County Health.
Hi, everybody. My name is Johnny Harrington.
I'm Olo with the health department.
Dr. Levy for the health department. Well, thank you all for coming out again tonight, and thank you for my co-chair. And it's been a pleasure so far to work with you.
Thank you, Dr.
So I thought what we do is maybe Olo and I are going to give you just a brief view of where we hope to head in the next year and 5. And we did a process where when I got here, I asked people as we met, what is our vision and mission? And I think 1 out of 100 told me the mission, nobody could articulate the vision. So I decided that I think for any group, right, you have to have a strong vision and mission because you're guiding stuff. That's where you need to head. So what we did was the leadership team, Olo and I got the leadership team together, and everybody brought some ideas about and we did this 3 consecutive weeks, and everybody came on the first week and talked about brought their kind of best vision, like what they think the department's going to go. And we duped it out, we hashed it out, a little bit of wrestling, metaphorically, and we came up with 3 of everything. Well, three vision, 3 mission, and then 10 value statements. And what we did was we sent those out to the entire department and said, let's have a vote. Vote on what you think resonates the most with you as county government and as residents of the county. Even if you don't live here, but residents if you do. And tell us what you think. And then whatever wins, that's what our vision will look like. So we wanted to be a much more inclusive process in trying to build the organization back to just build it up, right? And give people, I think during the pandemic, everybody after the pandemic, everybody's exhausted, right? Totally exhausted. Public health got beat up, you all got beat up, school systems got beat up. So everybody's tired. Now they're still dedicated to the public health, right? They're still in it. People are a little tired. So we need to kind of rally people back together, restructure things and sort of say, all right, where are we headed? So we came up with the vision and mission. Now, you want to talk about the values?
Yeah, sure. So we have, we narrowed it down to 6 value statements. We had the whole agency vote on these. They're all on our website. So I'll just say that I can tell you that the vision is that all Prince Georgians are their healthiest at every age and every stage. And our mission is to lead, engage, and empower the community to
it's pulled up with
lead, to engage and empower our community to work for them towards disease prevention, health equity, and total well-being.
And did you show the vision too?
Okay, so
And then the values, there's 6 of them, and really, I'll just, is equity, diversity, inclusion, respect and commitment, caring, teamwork, and building a better future, accountability, integrity, innovation in driving change, and excellence in driving toward achievement. And this is what these are our benchmarks. These are where we say, does this fit into what we want to do and what we are doing and who we are as the health department. Now, where do all you come in and why are we bothering to tell you about this? Well, the health department is a servant of the community, but it's also a partner, a collaborator, and a convener, right? So we bring everybody together and then you do all the hard work. That's how it works. I'm kidding. We pull everybody together and then we kind of decide and think about what the best strategy for our community is to keep people healthy. And can you go back to our go back to the mission for a second? Well, yeah, the mission's perfect. So it really is to lead, engage, empower our community to work collaboratively toward these things. And so along those lines, if you go back to I'm sorry to jump around here, the big slide. Yeah. So over the next year, really the next eight or so months, probably over the whole year, we are going to engage with our assessment and planning team, the whole table here, and you in figuring out the best strategies to move forward. So we're going to be reaching out to the coalition to help us and guide us. We haven't figured out exactly how that's going to look yet. We're going to start the process in the beginning of the new year. And we'll move fairly quickly, I hope. And this will be a 5-year strategy. So we'll be reaching out to all of you to kind of help with pieces of it. And we haven't figured out what that's going to look like. But we are also looking at becoming an accredited public health department in the American Board of Public Health. And and that's coming as well. We have been trying to become more efficient. The whole organization is trying to become more efficient. We have a way to go, but what we is on our radar. Olo's actually taking the lead on most of that. I get to take lots of credit for things that I haven't done. I'm kidding.
I'm leading engagement and empowering others to do the work. That's going to be my job, I think. I mean, we definitely want these statements. We've developed these statements, but they really have to drive everything that we do. They're really going to be something that is worthwhile. And that's kind of our whole ethos is to make sure that these statements become real. So even our mission statement to lead, engage, and empower the community, it really has to be us working directly with everybody towards these goals. And that's how we're really going to be able to make it in the future that we get to. And even our value statements, these are things that have to drive everything that we do, how we work, how we interact with each other on a daily basis, how we interact with the community. We're even hiring on some key positions. We're even looking at our values. How do we weave that into how we're hiring people into this organization? Are they exemplifying our values? So these are things that have to drive everything that we do, how we engage and how we work. And that's kind of how we're going to be moving forward.
So one thing I just want to finish with is that we just redid our website. Well, we're in the process of redoing the website. We moved to a new platform. It looks a lot different. It's got some great information. It's got a little bit of old information on there. We're cleaning everything up. And one of my goals is to make it. I heard somebody talk about health literacy. This young lady over here. And then my goal is to make it so that people, it's forward, it's outward facing, it's community facing. It's not for us, it's for the community to find the resources they need to help them. So I'll stop there, see if anybody has questions. So
Thank you. Can you go back to your vision statement?
Sure.
those other, you had some other statements.
Yeah, so this the vision, that's the mission.
I'm looking for the word trust.
Found our value statement.
So we didn't put trust on here because trust is actually woven into every single one of these. You have to have trust to have equity, diversity, inclusion, and respect and commitment to caring. And teamwork and accountability and integrity. Those are all the baseline. If you've ever read any Patrick Lencioni, the base of his pyramid is trust. Then it goes to conflict, but healthy conflict. We trust each other, so let's agree or to disagree, or let's just work through our disagreements to come to a better place. Because then you have people committed to something, and then you have accountability and results. So the trust for us is the base of everything. That's where we're starting from. But the values drive the trust values drives to those values, and those values drive to trust.
We had a lot of discussion in the room on this.
It's stimulated through the community, because right now there's not a lot of trust between the health department and outside entities.
You're absolutely right.
That's the reason.
Yeah, and you're right. And one of the things part of the reason why we redid the vision and the mission and the values was so everybody in this room who works at the Department of Health is an ambassador to the Department of Health. So if you can't articulate your own vision for your own organization and your own mission for your own organization, then you can't, and people don't know what you do, right? People say, what do you do? What do you believe in? I believe that all Georgians will be their healthiest at every age and every stage. Now you can articulate that, and then everything drives to that. And that's how you start to build trust. And then as we do more outreach in the community and work with our community partners and create more opportunities to work with us, that trust, I believe, will come. And we have to sort of do what we're going to say, what we're going to do, and then do what we said we're going to do. Right? That's really important. So that's my goal as the health officer. I know Polo shares that as well. And I think everybody in the health department agrees. So I'm hoping over the next, I'm going to give it 2 to 3 years, you'll see significant changes. But it starts with those things, and then it starts with our strategic planning, and then it drives into something different. So stay tuned. Keep it like, and let us know if you don't see it. Reach out to me and say, I'm not seeing it. No, it's been a year. I'm not seeing it.
So has there been a conversation based on the finances, because we're in the deficit? Monies that were rendered primarily for the pandemic and COVID virus and all of the hardships that were happening in the state of Maryland. So you've been permitted from that list.
I would say, but I do think it's especially when you're in hard times, I think it's the most important. It's probably the most important time to get really clear about what your priorities are and what you're going to focus on. I think for a long time, the health department was working without a sense of purpose. And we're kind of even in a lot of areas, and this is kind of our opportunity to really think about where can we best make the most impact in the community? What are we best at doing? And what do we really need to start partnering with other people if we hope to make that? But this is the kind of time where we're trying to really think hard and make those decisions, and especially with the budget issues, and it's not just here in Prince George's County. Like this is the time to get it.
Other questions?
You mentioned that you guys were going to help the community. One of the goals is to help the community find resources, I guess, on their own. Have you already created this platform, or are you creating the platform?
Which platform?
For the community to actually access their own resources.
Well, we have the website, which is our website, but part of it is we haven't figured out the exact direction of how we gather all the information and how we offer that information out to anyone who needs it. And we're in the process. I mean, presentations like 211 and 988 and 311 those are for the community to get more resources out. So one of the things
So
that.
there won't be a main platform that you will refer the community to.
I think there's
For
probably
the-
gonna be several different
Yeah.
platforms, you know, and there's gonna be different ways in which we're both getting money, getting like, information out into the community, but also bringing investments and money into the community. Like one of the things we're working on right now is a hub, essentially, that's going to be helping those folks who don't have administrative capacity to be able to apply for funds and start to build that infrastructure for themselves. So we're trying to move, I think, in various different directions for both information and money to make sure that we are building something that's going to be supporting the community going forward.
And I think just to, I have seen in other states, things where there's a central, like in Wisconsin, they have, it's like 311 Connect, 211 Connect. And people can call in and they get rerouted to the various resources. And I think we have some of that here. I think it could be more robust. And I think, and that's something we certainly can do. We started to look at sort of asset mapping, community asset mapping, to understand what the assets of a community are rather than deficits. And that's the strengths of the community that we can partner with and work on. And as we do that, we are gathering information. So probably over the next 2 years, we could use some help with that too. So, you know, you want to help us?
That's what I was actually looking for, is a location that I could go to, because we kind of like do case management. And of course, Prince George's County Fire Department doesn't have any money, just like nobody else has any money. But if there was a place that, like, we just partnered up with Kaiser, and they gave us a platform called Unite Us that we can utilize. And that seems, we haven't actually started yet because it's going through the security process in the department. But once we start, it just looks, according to the training, it looks like it's gonna be a really good platform for us to go to. Once we realize what our goals and things are for our clients, it's gonna be a good place to go to where we can just click and send them to different resources and then actually get feedback from those resources about, you know, status updates and things of that nature. So I was just hoping
Well, so
to be another resource, another platform.
and I looked to it, but Unite Us is called a CIA, Community Information Exchange. And what it is, it's a switching hub, right, for medical and social service organizations, family service organizations to kind of interact with each other and send referrals back and forth. I work with a product called NowPow in Wisconsin.
Now what?
It's not, it's irrelevant because Unite Us bought it.
There we go.
So Unite Us is now a growing product to do a lot of that. That's a little jewel.
I just wanted to bring up some of the efforts that we were doing. I don't know where things are now, but as it relates to the health equity zones, and there are some resources that right now the state that's looking to create these hubs. And I hear what you're saying. You want to know, where can I go to get access to resources? Right, I hear you.
And my elderly.
Right.
And a lot of them need home health aides, a lot of them need
Right.
food because they're immobile, so they can't
Right.
just get food from the
Right.
pantries. We need actual food that they can just hit in the microwave that's reachable.
We have,
we just.
So,
like,
yeah,
we do have resources for the elderly.
yeah, they should
So
do the office.
just, I'll give you my card, send me an email.
Right.
Is that we can send you to our family service.
Yeah.
group, and they can
Uh-huh,
work with
right.
the elderly.
It's just, the problem is just that we stand in line with everyone else, and we become a part of that.
That weight.
agency. And we only want to have our clients for 4 months. We're trying to make them independent. You know, we're trying to get them to a point where they're minimizing hospital visits, minimizing 911 calls. They kind of, you know, become independent. And by the time our 4 months is up, it's really only 3 months, and then we give them 30 days if they need a little bit extra time. And then they gotta go, but by that time, we're still waiting on different agents.
So let me give you another resource. I don't know where we are at the head zones, but we have TLC, and at TLC, there is a community health worker model that's being developed. And the whole idea of this community health worker model is to integrate it within hospitals. So as patients come through the hospital, they get attached to a community health worker who does just what you're saying. Within that first 3 months of discharge, really work with that individual to assess, to understand what their needs are, to get them linked, and to try to avoid a second hospitalization, right? To keep them safe at home and so that they can thrive at home and be healthy. That's the whole idea of that program. So we have it. Margaret is here. She could share more about it later, but.
Well, I think,
Yeah, they do. They have.
Have some resources. But Jesse, maybe after.
They can bring her together. Yeah.
Maybe the agenda is done, we can all swarm around you.
Let's cover you in resources.
We'll overwhelm you with.
A blanket of resources.
Yes.
No, seriously, there's resources
Yeah.
here. Don't leave before you.
Yeah. Well,
You know, agencies that are programs on the kind of age, like partners, that's the families. It is actually very tricky to keep track of all the programs and initiatives that are available. The collective board does not outline everything. Program does not provide a description. The website does not provide a description. So actually, it is very difficult for people in the community to understand what services, what programs are available, you know, and how to access them. Because that's once again not to say that not exist, right? But it is to say that coordination, but it is to say that coordination of services and transparency is definitely something that we can work on. And in addition to having, you know, like establishing this hub of all the different organizations, hopefully we can have referrals. Hopefully they actually deliver that. And then having the day we actually that community resource group, which usually fall because when they start going out, they used to open up, they see somebody with substance abuse, they would say, okay, these are the numbers that you can call. You know, I have not seen that book since 2000.
Yeah.
There's nothing off the table. And we know that through the trust issue, that trust is also about transparency. And transparency is also about making sure that people see what's there, right?
Yeah.
So this is on our radar. We're gonna need help with it from the community. We don't know everything that's going on.
Exactly. That's
I was in a meeting and people, there was several behavioral health specialists that just did like, we do this, and I was like, oh, okay, good. You know, and we do that, and so I think we really, together, I think we have to do this. We can't, but we're looking at opportunities and ways to bring all the resources. I like the idea of putting it in one place. I think the hard part of that, the challenge with that is upkeep, actually. Because you can gather at one time, and I actually did this in DC when I was there 15 years ago. We gathered all the resources for pediatrics in one location, put it on the website. But then the funding ran out to keep it maintained.
Keep it updated.
And we never could do that. So when we do this and gather it and put it into it has to be a deliberate process. So it's sustainable. Yes.
But once you're putting this all in one place or wherever you're gonna put it, please make it user friendly. Please make it user friendly.
Yeah.
Trying to create challenging and trying to figure out how you're using or how you're getting to this information.
That comes back to the health literacy component or the literacy component. Our website and a lot of the information on the old site was not user friendly at all. In fact, the website's still not user friendly. It's better. And all of our divisions are now sitting back and looking with a fine-tooth comb to find and look at how we present the information on the website.
and I'm going to do a quick plug for the community care coordination team that meets the fourth Thursday of the month. That group is focused on access to care, and they're really just building up a group of a variety of partners that are focused on access to care. But I do want to make sure that we're staying on track with our other presenters so that they have time.
Good conversation.
Make sure everybody gets connected.
Yes. So yes, please do stay after, connect. Don't run out. Okay, we're gonna get. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Next on our agenda is to get more information about our 311 call center. So Jennifer Hawkins is going to be our presenter. She holds the distinction of being the first manager of the 311 call center in Prince George's County under the name County Click 311. Her role in establishing and overseeing this crucial civic resource reflects not only her dedication and efficient government services, but also her commitment to enhancing the communication and engagement between county residents. Please don't hesitate to welcome Ms. Hawkins. We can't wait to hear more.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Ms. Kim, for the invite to present to you all this evening. My name is Jennifer Hawkins. I am the program manager for the 311 On the Go program. And which button? I say should be the. Oh, I got it.
There you go.
So yes, I am the program manager for the 311 On the Go program, which is a unit within the Office of Community Relations. And I bring greetings to you from my director, Ms. Unisha Davis. So 311 On the Go. How many folks are familiar with PGC 311? So quite a few of you. That is the tool that you use to engage county government for county government agency services. I currently manage a fairly new program called 311 On the Go, and it's bringing county government out into the community. And I just wanted to share that we have been recognized by the National Association of Counties, as well as service to the citizen. And one thing about this recognition, this is a program that recognizes the great works of federal agencies. And PGC 311 and 311 On the Go was the only local government that was recognized by service to the citizen. So what is 311 On the Go? As I mentioned, we bring county government out into the community, and it is to help improve the level of customer service that the citizens of Prince George's County definitely deserve. So the approach we take with providing services, it's a regional approach. We divide the county up in 3 regions, the northern, central, and southern regions. And we have staff that are assigned to provide assistance in each of those regions of the county. The program has 4 components. The first component is citizen engagement. That is the 311 On the Go team. And before I go any further, I'd like to recognize Robert Frank, who's joined me this evening. He's the program coordinator. Citizen engagement, we go out into the community and we work with citizens, we work with community leadership to address the concerns within their communities. The work that we do, we don't do alone. We assist citizens by working very closely with our agency partners. And that's the second component, which is agency engagement. When we're out in the community and a citizen shares some concerns with us, in order for us to help resolve those concerns, we work with our agency partners to bring resolution to those concerns. The third component is county administration initiatives. That basically is any initiative by our county executive. We are there to provide support if there's a need for citizen engagement. The 311 On the Go team will be there to answer questions, any county agency related questions, and also to submit service requests on their behalf. And the last component is accountability. So through the PGC 311 system, it amasses a great deal of data. These are the service requests that are submitted into the system, which identifies the concerns that citizens have. So with all of that information, the county executive's office and the management team in the county executive's office, they're able to use that data to help with their business decision-making processes. So just to share with you the different individuals and organizations that reach out to the 311 On The Go team. Of course, we work very closely with community leaders and individual community members, the governor's office, various elected officials, the county council offices. Hello, Mr. Arrington and Ms. Nikki from council chair.
There by ourselves.
Ivy's office. So we work closely together to address citizen concerns. And also businesses, churches, nonprofits reach out to us when they are trying to engage county government, which can be daunting for some. So we are that bridge that connects citizens to county government agency information as well as resources. One of the activities we do with 311 On The Go, we will conduct community walks and community visits. We'll work with community leaders and we'll take a tour of a community. And again, we work with our agency partners when we tour these different communities. So we're able to see up close and personal those concerns that our citizens are experiencing. And so just wanted to share some of those pictures as well. This was an event with the county executive regarding housing in the Hyattsville area. And as I mentioned, whenever the county executive is in need of citizens having engagement with their government, we are there to provide that assistance. This screen just shows some examples of the different concerns that citizens bring to our attention. And depending on where you are within the county, we'll see certain types of concerns. For example, in the northern part of the county, which is very concentrated, we may get a lot of concerns about parking complaints because parking is of premium in that part of the county. One concern that is frequent throughout the county is trash and debris and illegal dumping. So those are some of the concerns that are brought to our attention. The picture of the house at the bottom, again, depending on the community, there may be a lot of issues where there are unpermitted construction on houses. And so that's an unpermitted addition to that house, which, you know, can be dangerous if not constructed properly. So those are, again, some of the types of concerns that are brought to our attention. And I just bring this last picture to your attention. It's the very last picture with the cars that are parked there along the roadway. Right behind that is a homeowner who sells cars from his home. And so this particular community, they wanted this homeowner to stop what he was doing because he took up all the parking spaces. He was also doing mechanic work on those cars, and it was just an eyesore for the community. So we work again with the community members to address these concerns to help bring resolution to the concerns that the residents are experiencing. These are some before and after pictures. In that upper left-hand corner, this community, that sidewalk was in disrepair for about 5 years, and it was dangerous, especially in the wintertime. those potholes along the sidewalk would fill with water and would ice over. So they were really concerned about that. We worked with the Department of Public Works and Transportation. And not only did they repair that stretch of disrepair, they repaired the entire sidewalk. So that community was very, very pleased with that. We did a community walk by the Naylor Metro Station. And that area there was actually not a county maintained roadway area. That was maintained by the state. So again, we work with partners not only within county government, but our partners outside of county government. So the State Highway Administration, they came out and they cleared this walkway and also cleared the debris, illegal dumping debris that was in the brush. And the last picture I'll share with you is the bottom middle picture. We did a community walk in this particular community, and this little old lady walked out of her home, and she shared with us she was concerned about the dead tree that was in her front yard. Well, the county does not go on to private property to remove trees or do tree trimming. And she couldn't afford the tree removal services. So the Office of Community Relations, we worked with some of our nonprofit partners, and we were able to procure the services to have that tree removed from the senior citizen's front yard. So now she sleeps peacefully at night, knowing that that tree will not fall on her roof. So there's some examples of some of the work that we do out in the community. Again, this is bringing county government out into the community, and citizens are able to see their county services at work. This was something we launched this year, earlier this year, citizens engagement, lunch and listen. Again, we work with community leaders and we select a designated location within their community. And we have a very intimate conversation with the community members. We also provide lunch. And so we are able to hear firsthand some of those concerns that they are experiencing in their communities. So this is working really well, which I'm sure we'll continue to do moving forward. And this is another new program that we rolled out. It's 311 on the go Resource Hub Center. It's the same work that we do. However, we can deploy it in different locations. For example, earlier this year, we deployed the Resource Hub at the MVA locations in Beltsville and also in Largo. So those were customers of the MVA who were taking care of their vehicle-related concerns. And they were able to address some of their community concerns as well. We are there to answer questions as well as submit service requests on their behalf. This is pictures of us at the MVA location. And we are working with the Department of Social Services. We will be deploying the Resource Hub at each of the social service locations, and that's in the northern, central, and southern part of the county. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Derek Davis. He was the Office of Community Relations Deputy Director for many years. Anyway, he is now our state treasurer. So each November 29th, the county executive has proclaimed November 29th, Derek Davis Day. And so my team, we do a day of service each November 29th. And this year, we worked with Central High School, which is the high school that Derek attended. And Derek was able to share some nuggets of wisdom with the students. And they also received electronic tablets and other goodies that, and this is the senior class of Central High School. So this was a really fun day we spent with the students of Central High School. Last year on Derek Davis Day, we were at the women's shelter, Shepherd's Cove Shelter, and we worked with the residents and their children for that day. So that's something that we do out in the community each year on November 29th. So PGC 311, I'll be really quick as I go through these next couple of slides. PGC 311 is the tool that you use to engage county government. Just some stats with the PGC 311 call center. We currently have 14 representatives, which also include bilingual call takers. We also have the language access tool. So any languages outside of English or Spanish, we are able to use the translation tool to communicate with any other languages for those that call into the call center. Currently, we're averaging about 800 calls a day. But I did want to share with you the highest volume of calls that we've ever received in one day, which was 4,000 calls. And that is when the county moved from 2-day trash collection to 1 day. Like I said, trash and illegal dumping, that is like universal throughout the county. But during COVID, we were averaging about 2,000 plus calls a day as well. So when you call into the call center, you're gonna get your call answered. The reps are answering the calls within 8 seconds, and we have a 1% average abandonment rate. These are some of the top concerns that citizens call into the call center for. Trash, number one, parking complaints, emergency rental assistance. And the calls that we receive are not only for county agency related concerns. Citizens call the call center for anything. And so the reps have access to a knowledge base that they're able to provide additional information to residents as well. So the PGC 311 not only has a call center, we also have a mobile app, which launched last February, and also our online service. The call center is available Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And if you are outside of the Prince George's County boundary line, you can dial our 10-digit number to reach the Prince George's County 311 call center. If you're in DC and you dial 311, you're going to get the DC 311 call center. Same thing will happen if you're in Montgomery County. So if you're outside of Prince George's County, you will need to dial a 10-digit number in order to reach the Prince George's County call center. This is what our mobile app looks like. That's the icon that will display on your cell phone. There are 4 tiles that will help you navigate the mobile app. The first tile is what you would select when you're going to submit a service request. The second tile will list all of the recent service requests that are submitted by residents. So you're able to see that information in real time. The third tile will list any service request that you've submitted. So you do have to create an account in order to see any requests that you submit via the mobile app or the online service. But that's not mandatory. If you want to stay anonymous when you submit your service request, you can do that as well. And then the last tile is our knowledge base. So we worked with our agency partners. We have all of their FAQ information, so residents can access information regarding services by doing a word search. And this may be helpful for the health department as well, if you want to add information that citizens can access. Just two things I'll mention regarding some of the features of the PGC 311 mobile app. You are able to attach pictures to your service request. So if you're out and about and you see something, a mattress that's dumped on the side of the road, you can take a picture of it, and with a click of a button, you can submit your service request to the agency that's responsible for addressing that particular concern. We also have a feature where you can provide feedback. So you can share your experience with how you submitted your service request, whether it's through the mobile app, the online service, or through the call center. And then you have a second opportunity to provide feedback. And that is on your experience with how the agency has resolved your service requests. And so that information we're actually sharing with agency management so that they are able to see and hear firsthand how citizens are experiencing the services that their respective agencies are providing. So this is the QR code if you want to download the mobile app, which I recommend everyone should do. And we have the QR code in the back if you'd like to download the mobile app today on your phone. And we also have some other giveaways that you may find helpful if you like. And that's my contact information. If you'd like to reach out to me, if you'd like to invite my team out to speak at any of your meetings or any other organizational gatherings or meetings, feel free to reach out to by phone or by email. And I thank you.
Okay, we have a few more minutes, just a few. But we like to bring up, come on, Dr. LaRue, ask your question.
So once a service request is submitted and the information is in Spanish, the information goes directly to the agency. So it bypasses the 311 call center if someone is utilizing the mobile app or the online service. But there is, each agency is supposed to have language access available. And that was mandated by the county executive. And so I know some agencies are still working on that, but that is a mandate from the county executive.
For your outreach team, if we were to invite you to land first, if you have to speak with Latinos or.
We do have Latino community liaisons. Currently, we do have African staff members as well. I'm not sure of their language, but we definitely can communicate in Spanish. So invite us out.
And take one more question. Go ahead.
Who's this? We've had occasion to submit tickets and then submit them to the. Do you partner with the other departments? Because our tickets are just closed out. So, for example, I may submit a ticket that should go to Department A, but in reality, when you get it, you determine that it should go to B. Well, the ticket would just get closed out. I'm sitting there waiting for the commitment to be met, and the ticket's closed.
So that's where the 311 on the go team can assist. So if the process does not work the way it's supposed to through the 311 call center, you can reach out to the 311 on the go team. And that's my contact information. Feel free, any service requests that are closed prematurely or were submitted to the wrong agency or whatever issue that you may be experiencing, that's where we will work directly with you and work with the agency to bring resolution to your concern.
Thank you again, Ms. Hawkins. Much appreciated. Okay, I just want to bring up Cheryl Maxwell. Oh, is it somebody else? Oh, well, I don't even have a bio for you, so I'm just come on up. 988. We're gonna hear about 988. Here you go.
Yeah, and I want to be respectful of people's time. So I'm gonna run through this really quick and skip some slides. But my name's Dan Rabbit. I'm a policy director at Behavioral Health System Baltimore. My presentation is a little different. I'm not so much talking about the 988 service as the legislative efforts that have been going in Annapolis to expand it and sort of like the next step in the campaign. So let's see. Here we go. And Cheryl definitely is a regular attendee. I'm from Baltimore, of course. Cheryl routinely attends, and she represents Black Mental Health Alliance. They're a strong partner of ours. So 988, for folks who are unfamiliar with it, it grew out of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which used to be a 10-digit number. An act of Congress said that they had to transition to 988. But we really see 988 as an opportunity to reimagine how people access mental health services and how we respond to urgent mental health needs. But in order to do that, it has to be invested in. The service needs to be built out. And we think that this is a big opportunity for the state of Maryland. 988 in Prince George's County is operated by Community Crisis Services, Inc., CCSI. If folks are familiar with them, they're a great organization. There's 7 other 988 centers around the state. And since 988 launched, we've seen a big uptick in use of 988. We've seen calls increase 2/3. We've seen texts to 988 increase 14-fold, and those increases, track in Prince George's County as well. We had good performance in terms of who is able to answer, but we want to reach the national goal of almost every call to 988 being able to be answered by the local call center. And we want to see other investments like greater texting capacity, more Spanish-speaking counselors, those that exist today, but those are some areas of need. And so BHSB, where I work, Black Mental Health Alliance, and a number of other partners founded the Fund Maryland 988 campaign to speak to Maryland legislators in anticipation of 988 launching in 2022. And now that it has launched, to get Maryland to invest in the service so that it can be as reliable and dependable and well-known as 911 is for medical or public safety or fire. 988 is for mental health and substance use emergencies, as well as just support. It's different than 911 because 988 counselors, they're not trying to figure out your needs, dispatch somebody to you and move along as fast as possible, like with 911. 988 counselors expect to talk to people for a pretty long time. They're trained mental health professionals. And so it's a different service, but we want it to be well-known and dependable and reliable. And so this campaign was formed. We've been able to secure a lot of funding from the state. I won't go into it, but there's a big funding cliff happening next fiscal year. And so we will be working with our partners to come up with a permanent funding solution for 988, modeled after how we fund 911, which is with a small fee on phone bills. We would like to see Maryland establish a similar, but much like a $3 a year fee on phone bills to fund 988, which would allow it to grow and keep up with the increased demand kind of in perpetuity. So that's what we're working on. 8 other states have done that already. They're the states in gold, including Virginia and Delaware. And we think that this is a strong solution. It would generate $15 to $20 million for 988 and related mental health services, $3 a year on phone bills. So we're going to be pushing for that in the General Assembly this coming legislative session. Folks probably know it starts in January of next year, January 10th. This is going to be a big campaign. It's going to take a big push to get it done. And so if anyone here, maybe folks from the health department, I don't know, but if anyone here is interested in getting involved in the campaign, learning more about what we're doing, either as an organization or as an individual, please let us know. You can talk to me or Cheryl after the event wraps up. Cheryl, did you have a comment or?
No, I can direct them here.
Yeah.
I can capture your information and we'll be in touch, definitely.
Yep. And so we'll be organizing, speaking to the legislators in Annapolis, preparing for legislative hearings, doing lobby days, things like that. So we encourage you can talk to Cheryl or I, email md988@bhsbaltimore.org. And we would love to work with either your organization or stay in touch with you as an individual during the session this spring. So thanks so much for inviting us and having us.
Oh, so here we go. We're moving on. Nope. Are we wrapping up? When we? Yeah. I'm gonna just tell me which one we're gonna do. Okay.
Just highlight.
Oh, I'll just make this one quick. We just want to say thank you, right? We know this is a voluntary activity. People aren't getting paid to be a part of this coalition, but I think tonight is a good example to me of how many people here are invested. I see some familiar faces, I see new faces, but it's so important that we have a community of people who are really invested in the health of county residents, and not just health systems, right? Because your health has a lot to do with your choices, your behaviors, and health systems are places that help sick people. Okay, so when we're looking at accomplishments, we want to talk about the fact that we have a new health officer. We're looking at new leadership within our county. We ended the COVID-19 with the emergency declaration is done. We've done a lot of work with food insecurity and offering fresh options in the county. We have done a lot of grant work, and we still have a lot of grants that we manage within the health department. We have reestablished our community care coordination team that Kim was talking about. We have 52 new members who registered to our coalition and hopefully will participate in some of our subcommittees. And our strategic planning and ongoing engagement is what we do. We try to figure out ways to bring this information to our coalition members in ways that's useful to you, and making sure that the work that we're doing is resonating to your needs. We're not trying to talk about things that we can't use. We're trying to figure out how to partner, share, engage, and get the resources to the people who are most important, and that's the community residents. So thank you. Okay, so I think I tried to do it as fast as possible. So meet and greet, make a friend, get a card, and that's it. Thank you so much. So grateful to have you here.